I am does not matter. What I say does. It carries weight, the same weight, crushing my spine, suffocating my heart, deteriorating my brain, the same brain of a woman with talent, merit, and strength. I am now weakened by him. So let me paint you a picture. Short red skirt, smudged eyes, shadow, black shoes in hand. The bright and exposing light of daytime disgraces her as she walks down the street. Who is she? She's a slut. She's a hoe. She's a whore. But that's not me. It can't be me. She clearly has no self-respect. She probably slept with a broke boy who lives in a flat share, who hates women and thinks that he's an alpha male. A man that lacks a heart and most certainly a brain. But every Friday night, a new woman cascades through his door who wants him. Or alcohol has kind of mashed up part of her brain that's good at making decisions. But what about her? I want to know her. I graduated last summer with a degree in biology, but I couldn't get a big girl job, so I still work at a little whiskey shop. And one day this man comes in and buys a very expensive bottle of whiskey after I shamelessly flirt with him to get a commission. And he looks at me and smiles and says in his rich London accent, I don't want to be too forward, but can I have your number? He didn't say that. He said, can I have your Snapchat? I probably should have noticed the huge thumping red flag when a middle-aged man asked me for my Snapchat, but I thought, why not? At least I could get a free meal out of it. He tells me to come to London. And we went to this restaurant with half the menu in French. Then feelings of doubt start to emerge. And maybe I have been kidnapped and taken across the English Channel to an unfamiliar place. A place of vulnerability and dependency on this man. And maybe he forgets to take his pills and goes insane and goes on a sadistic streak, and before you know it, my body has been dumped in a stream. What am I doing? What the hell am I doing? He's...
Hello? Are you okay?
But his voice calmed my soul, and my heart felt warm when he looked at me. He would look me straight in the eye and tell me, you are so beautiful. And my heart, I felt loved. And I love the feeling of feeling loved. And that was it. I was his and he was mine. And he whisks me away to Paris. And my dreams were flooded with kissing couples and white dresses, with a lovely lady floating across the room, beaming with happiness. And us slow dancing into the night, drowning in a sea of roses, and we emerge on the other side together in each other's arms. And he would tell me of all his adventures and the many more he has left with me. Pictures of hills and fields and rivers of astonishing beauty. And I was jealous I wasn't there with him, there in those pictures, but I knew that we would have many more. Who is that? And he says.
My wife.
What?
My ex-wife. She died of breast cancer a few years back.
Oh. I'm sorry,
Yes.
I didn't...
It's okay.
On the way back, the train swayed gently, side to side. A beautiful, peaceful dance. Silence, just silence.
I lie a lot.
Heart rate increases, eyes widen, my breathing quickens.
She didn't die of cancer. I killed her. Well, she killed herself. Cancer just seemed more simple. This is a complex situation. She left me broken, emotionally. She's alive, but we divorced a few years back.
It was worse than you could imagine.
I'm married.
But you're separated,
No.
divorced, then
No.
open marriage,
No.
and my heart sank. It was over. I was done. I hop on the train straight home from London. I sit and stare at the wall for days on end, and I decide it was over. I was done. But I was furious with him. How could he lie to me? The Lake District is so beautiful this time of year. I smile, calm, relaxed. So, we take a trip to the Lake District and we get a secluded cabin with nothing around. And I hold him and I kiss him gently. And I tell him, I will always forgive you. And as the sun sets on the horizon above the field of carnations, I hold him and smile before stabbing him again and again and again and again and again and again and again for every lie I now knew and didn't know. And I run across the field of dreams and nightmares into the night, and my heart, it was over. I was done. I was.
I lie a lot, but I'm not lying about my care and affection for you.
It was never love. His heart never ached for me in the same way that I ached for him. He never ached for me in the same way, but he knew what to say. Every time he knew what to say, and I could feel my heart. I remember that day. He came all the way, and he looked at me with his big, beautiful eyes, almost crying, and he says, I want you. I need you. My heart aches for you. heart ached for me. Only by words. But who needs two women to love them when you already have the one? Isn't that enough? But I could feel it. Regret and hope colliding inside me, and my heart. I lied a lot to myself that I tried to leave, tried to walk away. I could have tried harder. But don't I have a heart that aches? Muscles that feel pain, a brain that can't think. I couldn't think. I didn't want to think. Leaving was no easy task. It was thrust upon me. Shame rushed into me like heroin into a vein. I was addicted to him. But I can still hear her cries. Her cheeks flushed with the red of my deception. Body hair perked up by the sound of me. And a single tear rolling down her cheek as she says,
Again. Really? Again?
And again he hurt me. Hurt her, tried to break me down, tried to weaken me to be what? The second choice. The backup, the assurance. Am I not worthy of being first? You are never, ever the one. And my heart, never the one they get on one knee for. Always the one they use and abuse and mistreat. Never the one they walk down the aisle for. Always the one they destroy and disappoint. Am I not enough?
Can I just say, you are so gorgeous.
Short red skirt, smudged eyeshadow, black shoes in hand, but you see,
You remind me of a beautiful day.
That's not me. It can't be me.
How are you so
What
beautiful?
I say matters. It carries weight.
So, can I have your snap, darling?
And my